Teams are facing
First game of the day, lower brackets. Echo versus Streamzone. Game 1 in the Grand Arena. We got blind picks.
Streamzone.gg.
Let's see what comps do we see here?
Are we going to see Tessia? Are we going to see the jungle cleave coming out here from Streamzone? What is
my guess is jungle versus Affli Outlaw Rogue.
Did see him tagged in yesterday in their series against ILTU, or is it going to be
no
Chanimal? It is
FMP versus Affli Outlaw Rogue. Okay.
Outlaw Rogue and Matt on the priest.
Tesha's in.
On the flip side, we are going to see Tessia tagged in for Streamzone. GG. This is a matchup that historically has gone both ways, so definitely could be anybody's game here, but loser will go home in 4th place. Loser will not be getting a medal.
I think this could be done.
It is do or die for both of these teams.
Guys, here we go. This is it, man. If Echo loses, they are going out. 4th place after winning 4 cups in a row.
It'll be interesting to see how he utilizes that for some really.
Let's see. Tony gets fair behind the pillar. Oof.
Tony's going to be opening up on a channel. He gets feared away.
That is rough, guys. Guys, Tony's playing CONVOKE. Tony's playing CONVOKE. What?
Doesn't look like Tessia's really going to be able to find
Yo, is Tony really CONVOKE? I was wondering. He's CONVOKE. He's playing Berserk. He's playing CONVOKE. How much is his build right now?
Yeah, that was a beautiful pre-PS as well from
Tony's going CONVOKE in the AWC.
100%
I love that.
Staying ahead of the damage in that position. Tessia is running.
I actually love that.
So is Tony. Ice wall being dropped here. But he does have that demonic teleport, and he's going to be able to teleport away behind.
I'm checking Tony's gear right now.
Pain suppression being traded from Relza.
Let me see his talent tree as well, but guys, here we go.
But Relza manages to keep him alive, not in crowd control, and meanwhile,
miss kick. Chanimal here with the fair.
Trouble, but beautiful fake cast though from Chanimal. He's going to allow him to get
some maybe
coil on the dispel and make sure that he's buying.
That's kind of funny.
Here.
I mean, the thing is, like, CONVOKE is not that bad to pick. Like, I mean, it's not the meta, of course, but you don't lose much, like, bleeds from going it necessarily. I'll go through his build after this, but, yeah. But getting CONVOKE value into Echo, I don't know. That's hard.
Potential polymorph. It gets interrupted there. Good backup by Waz and Chanimal.
And is also out the gates in the blind pick he does this. Like, that's crazy.
Masterclass for positioning for Chanimal. Finally, they get there. The double dragons are at the lands. Can he get the Ring of Frost? Unfortunately, the setups from Streamzone just have no.
I mean, as FMP, you can cover, you know, super well with polys, clones, fairs. So maybe you, Al Dragon, welcome. Welcome.
But they could go after Waz a little bit.
He still hasn't pressed CONVOKE though, man.
In the past, actually looked like they wanted.
Hey guys, so I'm checking it. So he's playing 2-minute CD CONVOKE though, not 1-minute CONVOKE. So his build is pretty much like standard, just 2-minute CONVOKE instead of Incarn.
Taking the brunt of that exchange. Beautiful counter setup coming out from Waz. Look at this damage onto Tony.
Guys, Tony in trouble. He's low. What up, Snack? Yo, Snack, thank you so much, man. Thank you. Robin, yeah, this is finals. This is lower semis right now. Guys, Waz in trouble to CONVOKE.
Waz is in trouble. This is a beautiful ice wall from Tessia.
Have they even, like, said he's playing CONVOKE yet?
So lethal with those walls.
The CONVOKE was pretty good there, guys.
Turn the game around right away. Now Waz and Chanimal looking for some counter pressure, but Waz still not out of it yet. He could just fall.
Oof.
I mean, pain suppression trades with the Rapture. Matt
Ulti's out. Ultima's out, yeah. Final match. Check the brackets. You'll see the actual, like, yeah. Lower semis now, and then you can see how it progresses.
Yeah, and now Tessia could be in a little bit of trouble here. Tony looking for the Cyclone onto Waz. Waz manages to get the kick. Nicely done. Tessia
yo, Snowdrift onto Meh.
For the Dragon's Breath, Snowdrift Poly, but he gets stopped there by Chanimal.
Dude, I actually love this, man. The CONVOKE Dream in the AWC. Like, this is so sick.
And now could be Tony on the back foot. Big damage.
This is so sick, guys.
Set up here, actually swapping to Relza, it looks like, for just a moment. Cheap shot into a gouge. Now
Dash in trouble. He's low. Ice block.
Coming out from Tessia there, and Tony as well. Not feeling too confident in that position, but Relza manages to
the ice block has been used.
And spam out the heals there. Beautifully done there by Relza. Now here comes Streamzone. Can it take down Waz? He has no trinket.
Tony gets put in fair. Cheap shot.
Full ring of frost connects onto Matt. Here comes the damage.
Relza man is kind of rough. Full clone meta. Nicely done. Guys, CONVOKE is back in 40 seconds. So the thing is, he's playing 2-minute CONVOKE though, so it's the same CD as Waz Trinket. Walls forced.
Coming out from Echo, forcing out the trinket. No, the Will of Forsaken there from Matt as well.
Yeah, unending resolve trades for Chanimal, and Streamzone is all of a sudden back in the game.
Soul right here, guys. Chanimal here with the big damage.
Yeah, might not be able to heal up Chanimal. They have
he's playing CONVOKE, man. I'll show the build after this.
Chanimal going to be portaling away. A full polymorph lands onto Meh. But
He's not playing badge, though, which kind of makes sense because he's playing 2-minute Convoke and not 1-minute Convoke.
To find it at this point, and Relza is just rotting down. The pressure from Echo is high right now. Relza might just go down. Forced to trade paint
guys,
on himself.
Streamzone are kind of melting. Full blind. Triggers a blind.
Into a gouge.
Instantly.
He's just going to sit on low health while Tessia and Tony rot down. This is not looking
good. Desha in trouble. Tony trouble. Everyone's trouble.
A triple kill here for the side of Echo.
Ice wall.
Surely's going to have to go down in this situation. A beautiful defensive ice wall there. That was a nice grip there by Met as well, freeing Waz from that wall and allowing Echo once again to get aggressive here, Zico.
On the back for guys, but Convoke is back.
Grip, and now here comes Echo.
The Convoke is back.
He's got the offensive gateway there on top of Matt. They could gate in.
Convoke now, he's convoking.
Exactly what they're gonna do.
But Chanimals is death backed, and the death back eats the whole Convoke.
Relza manages to free himself in that position, but Tessia is still running now. They get a counterfear onto
I wonder if Tony would be better off going 1-minute Convoke, man.
Being casted here for Tessia, but he gets
it's just 2-minute Convoke is just so infrequent, you know.
The snowdrift being casted here as well. Tessia looking for the polymorph, manages to find it.
Chan in trouble. PS used. Wait, never mind. PS was not used. Desha is so low, he goes down.
Beautiful counter go once again from Echo, and they will take game number 1.
Guys, Echo winning game number 1 on the Grand Arena.
Echo. There were moments that it looked a little bit scary for Chanimal, but ultimately Echo always had something.
Yeah, so
trade. I feel like so much of this game just came.
Tony's build is right here.
Both Meth and Chanimal in the early stages, the way he's maneuvering his character, making it really difficult for them to get crowd control on Matt and also attack him. So the CC was landing, but
to go 1 minute, you got to spend one more point though.
At this point of the game, where the pressure is just completely overwhelmed, Waz created.
You have to spend more points.
Relza. This is a beautiful clip there. They tried to go for the bash wall play.
Yeah.
Waz. Of course, he had trinket and
but
cloak,
I do think it would be quite nice for him to grab that. Maybe skipping Swarm. I'm not sure. I guess he doesn't really want to lose his
doing what he can here to
try lead pressure at the same time, but
onto Mab, but unfortunately he's
like if you're playing Convoke, it's hard to not go 1-minute Convoke though.
Amount of damage inevitably lands.
Yeah, you could lose adaptive. Yeah.
So Echo with a good start.
I don't know. I mean, you could probably trade.
Moments where Streamzone definitely had a good amount of pressure. I mean, Chanimal really doesn't have many defenses.
It's tough.
You look, man, he always has the voice.
You can't really skip a Lunar either, because then you you don't have enough points to path down.
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
proc bite, yeah.
And
I
feel like
I just think like if you go Convoke, you probably just have to like commit to it more.
Just the defensive positioning
and skip something, but
the players on the side of Echo, but also like you highlighted,
adaptive is pretty big.
Tony wasn't able to connect once those CC chains did land onto Meh. Tony was never actually able to connect with the damage, except for a couple of moments in that match. And I think a big portion of that is just Chan being.
I doubt Tony's going to go Convoke again. I doubt it. Maybe though.
The fears onto Tony, and then even if they do get dispelled, he was there with the things like the coil.
Swarm is nice, like also for force driving, yeah.
And just able to keep Tony off of him, but also the counter.
So what's Tony's gear?
Coming out from Waz, every time
they
were launching those attacks,
here he goes.
Waz would launch
slash target
counter
Tony.
Attack, and make sure that
guys,
he's
where is Tony?
Sure that there's pressure
guys, this Chanimal
on to Tessia and Tony. So really well played game there from Echo, but that was a really close one
Didone,
so
thank you. Thank you. It's a nice suit. Yeah, I love the suit.
If Echo wins this, I don't think they're winning 3-0. I think
Convoke,
what happens here,
I think just like the element of surprise could be good, but
I think it's going to be just a really exciting matchup. I don't expect any team here.
It didn't really pan out there. Do we see jungle, guys? Do we see the jungle?
Who plays better? Who can land more CC chains? Who can land the damage at the right times? Who can land more interrupts? It's just going to come down to who's playing better. And that's really all you want in a position like this.
I think it's worth it.
The way Tessia plays these
I think it is because like you definitely get some pretty good value. And the problem is like there's not much better stuff to like spend that on down here.
He can play really aggressive.
You know what I mean? Because like you need to spend a certain amount of points down here anyways. And I don't think it's better to go like, let's say, double tireless. So I think when it comes to like this bracket, I think it's the best thing to pick up. If you could skip that and grab something far down, then yeah.
And basically just putting Echo in like kind of like a check situation where they have to interrupt many spells. You know, there's lots of mages that will just get interrupted on a polymorph and they kind of just give up on the attempt.
FMP again, dude. I kind of want to see jungle into this. I think they could jungle it up. Maybe.
His ability to just go for these crowd controls and chain them together and look for ice walls. So
what up, Vicarnio?
How well Echo
guys, dude, again, guys, today we're watching all games. So first is EU. So we got 3 series, both regions.
The mass polymorph is interesting as well because
same pathing on both.
Anybody really play it, but it is so clutch when
it's gonna be good.
Recasting that mass polymorph and then you combining it with the shimmer. and you blink on top of the person that you want to polymorph.
The question is now, will Tony stick
your line of sight if Matt is behind
with CONVOKE?
You can just start casting a mass polymorph, and then right before the cast,
I'd be very surprised if he does.
And Matt will get polyed. So it's really cool to see the tech being implemented.
The pick is out there.
There's a lot of X factor.
Or maybe he just leans into the CONVOKE and goes 1 minute CONVOKE.
The one on Waz.
I'm not sure how to rub. I feel like maybe the jungle, like the BM pressure can just kill the Warlock, but I'm probably wrong. Is Eve better than NA? I think both are really good. I actually don't think so, no. I think it's very even. It's hard to say.
That's just a KO situation, and that's why having Tessia on the roster has been so important for Streamzone, and why he's just been such a deadly mage to watch. But here comes game number 2, elimination game series between Echo and Streamzone.
Let's go, guys.
I feel like I'm in a fever dream at this
the
point.
CONVOKE again.
CONVOKE
again. Is this still 2 minute CONVOKE?
What is going on? I would have never predicted this. That they're up 1.
Tony's sticking with the man, yeah.
Strike back here. Early sap coming in from Waz. Manages to find that crowd control on Tessia. He immediately trinkets. Here come the bash. Tessia going for a polymorph. He gets cooled away.
Let me try to find the build again
by Chanimal. And I think Echo should be able to deflect this opener quite well.
The thing is, like, when you play Cirque, also, it only lasts for 15 seconds. Incarn lasts for 20.
Resolved, but not able to find it. Chan with a nice demonic circle. Tessia gets interrupted on the mass polymorph, going for the Ring of Frost. And this is kind of what we were talking about, being very, very persistent in landing those CC chains. And he gets a
dude, Chan with the fake cast is so insane.
Out here from Tessia. Relza is there as well, looking for the follow-up fear. Manages to find it. It is on diminishing return, but Matt's still not out of the woods just yet. They cyclone the pain suppression.
At the top end, yeah, it's even.
As well, and Streamzone having an excellent opener so far, but now it is Echo's turn to get aggressive. They're doing a swap.
Most winning player of all time. It might be Waz.
He's got no trinket. He did trinket out of a blind there from Waz, I believe, and he had to use his pain suppression.
Ooh, guys, Tesh in trouble. Rel's in trouble.
Tessia trying to hold on to the ice block. Matt in the sky, raining down penances. Tony almost getting soloed here by Matt. So much pressure coming out from Echo.
I'm not sure, Gio, but like I meant right now, you know, like in the current states. But usually Echo is very dominant.
Ultimate penitence. Right now,
but right now they're not so dominant.
Far away. It seems like Chanimal is really focusing damage.
Guys, CONVOKE
out of nowhere. I mean, Tony with a big surprise there onto Chanimal, going for that one-shot KO. That is not something you see often. Double mass polymorph coming in here from Tessia.
Oh man, yeah, still 2 minute CONVOKE.
Chanimal removes all of Tony's bleed effect, so he has to ramp up his damage once again.
Damn.
Really just not able to capitalize on it at the same time. Relza getting swapped to. He is the main pressure.
The coil off the stun.
Into a coil. Tony going for a cyclone. And that should.
Yeah, there's a website, I think, where you can see the most winning player of all time.
Really forcing Relza in this defense.
With the most, like, cup wins and everything.
It is very scary, though. You're leaving both Tony and Tessia free if you go after Relza too much.
Yo, what up, Shame Shady? Yeah, dude.
Offense and defense, but right now,
the 2 minute CONVOKE.
A lot of damage.
Yo, I swear, like, maybe going 1 minute CONVOKE could be the move, but I'm not quite sure what is trade for it.
And here comes the damage from
guys. Chan in trouble. Huge damage. Ice wall.
The wall is there as well, but
get walled. Get wall.
Connect there just in time. Matt is going to be able to heal him up once again, but now Tessia is running down.
There's ice block
being forced here from
MD.
Tessia, and this game is so back and forth here. Tessia is actually leaving that ice block early on. Gets the pain.
Look at the mana though, guys. Mana this game is better for Streamzone GG.
Tony's taking a little bit of damage here as well from Echo, that they were able to get.
Tony's damage is low.
From Chanimal, so
it's not that low. Like he's doing 400k DPS. It's actually not that low, but
or one of those convoke the spirits.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, like it seems like their approach isn't really to like maximize damage. They're trying to kill more on Ghost.
Tony getting low, Tessia getting low. The pressure for Echo is high.
Yo, he's weak. No, I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure.
But this is not looking good. Chanimal getting polymorphed
PS.
Out, but unfortunately, without damage on Chanimal, I mean,
PI.
They're going to win this game. Snowdrift here on the Waz. He gets gripped away. Beautiful grip there. Tony rotting down.
There's racing. Tony trouble. Yeah, super low.
Right now,
no skin, no wall. Renewals used. Gets cheap shot out of bear form. Get big trouble, Tony.
The void shift if he needs it, but who does he use it on? Uses it on Tony. Now all 3 members are rotting down. The pressure from Echo is sky high at this point. Tony pushing forward. They need to try to find some pressure. They can't.
Guys, CONVOKE is back, but they all have trinkets though.
Yeah, Meh and Chan are doing such a great job just staying there in the backline, but full polymorph.
Okay, we get trinket. Oh, guys, yo, Chanimal trinkets and death packs.
No, is gonna get interrupted. Tony gets interrupted
without Tony CONVOKing.
Shut down there by Waz, but they do get the follow-up Ring of Frost into the cycle.
Like Tony right now is definitely looking at Chanimal. Like this could be it. A huge CONVOKE. Some cross CC. Here we go. Maim.
As they continue to hunt down Chan, he's got no unending resolve. He's got no trinket. Do they have an ice wall? Big damage connect. connecting from Tessia. He's got the icy vein.
Tony Trouble, skin us up. Snowdrift.
From Tessia.
Double Snowdrift.
Able to find it there onto Matt for just a second. Now finally it is going to land Chan, spamming out the US, spamming out the damage. Tessia could be forced into a second
Trouble. He's low.
And he will have to press that one. And
you agree?
Oh, no.
With which part? What a backstory, yo, man.
Coming out from Waz as well,
yeah.
As he looks to try to take him down, but at the same time, Chan is taking so much damage from
guys, Tony still has Convoke.
Back onto the game.
He's still sitting on the Vogue. Tony in trouble. He's so low.
Unfortunately, but that was a nice play there.
Stay alive.
Is going to be portaling away and completely fine. Ryu making the soul well, so he's going to have a refresh on those Hellstones. Rels is almost completely tapped on mana, but it's not over yet. Mez mana is not looking good. Tony's playing really defensive here with Tessia.
Both healers almost. Rels is a PS back in 15, Rupture back now. PI back. This could be it, guys. Channel still no wall. Convoke.
I mean, Tessia making absolute plays if he turns it around with that.
But half HP.
Getting the cross CC.
Yeah, he's tanky, man. He's tanky. Pre-shields and death back. It's a lot.
Yeah, that was an absolutely insane play right there.
Look at the healing of Chanimal, guys.
And then blinking in like
64 million healing.
There, but still, it's not looking too good here in the mana department for Streamzone. Matt has a little bit of an edge.
OTP from Matt.
From both priests right now.
Both priests, actually, yeah.
With the bolts, both teams are going to recover.
Maimer lands.
And I don't know where the openings are for Streamzone.
Bash onto Matt. Tony trying to clone. Doesn't get cloned. Full clone cast. Beautiful. Huge. Look at Relsa's healing, yeah. Ooh, guys, Was trinketing.
Snowdrift is there as well. Was going to trinket out of that.
Was in trouble.
Dragon's Breath Snowdrift combo from Tessia, but he's got no ice blocks. Tessia is going to be a very exposed target. Tony
can't be the play.
He could also go after Relsa. There's just no more mana left.
It's a tricky one. Tony, trouble PS, bear form, holding on, barely hard the wall, full blind wall. His skin back in 5. Can he live? Guys, Tony will go down.
Oh my goodness!
Damn.
These teams are.
Yo, Darkman, yeah. I watched Echo v Ill2, guys. I think Echo are going to be on a revenge arc today, though.
Both offensively
after yesterday.
And defensively, but ultimately Echo is pulling ahead. Pressure.
Echo is coming for Ill2, man.
Favor, and at the end of the day,
the rematch.
Like that's what's going to happen. Their pressure is going to be higher. They can deflect these attacks. If Tessie and Tony can't land the crowd,
first they have to be drive overload as well, though.
Definitely, Echo is going to pull ahead, and positioning from Echo was strong, but it's at this point of the game. I mean, Relsa has no.
Shame Shitty, take care. Take care, man.
Gets put into a full stun. Tony
dope series, yes. So far, so good.
Trades, but there's just nothing.
So far, so good, man. I like it.
Hands off the keyboard at this point. Got no mana. There's really no way you can really recover. Waz goes full blind, adding insult to injury, and yeah, just a really back and forth game. But yeah, we talk about Tessie a lot, but it's really hard not to. You know, some of the plays he's making, you know, landing the poly.
I wonder what they're going to do now, man, Streamzone guys. What do they do?
And what's really
funny, at this point
is this was if Streamzone was a little healthier going into this moment.
I mean, Tony could not go Convoke. I think like that's gonna make a big difference. Maybe going jungle could be good.
And that is that
nice suit, yo. Thank you.
Damage where the
thank you.
Just becomes a little bit OP with that icy vein. So it's like that's where you can really pull ahead with that cooldown. If Relsa had a little bit more mana and Tony was a little bit healthier, I actually think Streamzone could have won in this moment.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at this point, you're at
28%
dampening. You're basically hitting.
I do want to see that.
If you have,
because like then you can just like, because the thing about 2-minute Convoke, you do a Convoke, you get trinkets, and the next time you can Convoke, he has trinket back. So it's just kind of like not too nice. But if you play 1-minute Convoke, you can really mess them up. They get like consistent setups and just Convoke. But doing that into Echo is very hard.
But we have seen Streamzone able to come back from these positions in the past.
That is easier said than done.
And get it done. These are very close games. From either side, so
that's for sure.
Still go either way. We're gonna go to Maldraxxus Coliseum here.
When do people get the AWC toy?
And
like the toy for signing up. Yo, I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure.
They're just
I'll also get that then.
Yeah.
Yo, MVP was good.
What do you think about the Convoke the Spirits? Because I feel
I'm not
like,
sure.
I mean, it's a very interesting pick that we don't see. They're kind of going for the Ray of Frost.
Yo, Shindera was good. And, wait, did you get a flag? Really?
Right?
It's just like it's one of those things.
I guess like when this ends, probably.
Works, you look like a genius, and if it doesn't work, it you know it doesn't look so good. So I feel like Streamzone, maybe they're just trying to get that little X factor, that additional win condition where they can just connect a full Convoke and the Ray of Frost. and they can pull off a win. I don't actually know. Was Tessia playing Ring of Frost or Ray of Frost in that second game? Because in the first game, it didn't seem like
so
really
hyped
too much
for the
value
toy
from it.
or for the
Go ahead and
games.
check, the AWC.
I think in the first game he did.
Yeah, he definitely
Second
did in
game,
the first game.
I'm unsure.
I don't think that he actually decided to play.
Let's go
in the
back to
second game, so maybe
AWC
realizing
companion.
he wasn't getting
Wash
too much
mid,
value
guys.
from
If we can find
it.
Tony.
But yeah,
There's
I
Raikou,
don't know.
guys.
It just
Raikou
seems
and
like one of those
Chanimal.
things where they're trying to get, you know, some additional damage.
Here's Coffee, guys. Coffee on the rogue.
That massive swell, but unfortunately, it's not.
Guys, it's so cool being on his realm. Like flying around is all the best players ever, man.
I don't know if those kind of random wins really.
Coffee, Raikou, Desha,
once again,
Chanimal, like
players are using.
it's so cool.
But
where is Tony?
Grand finals. Shout out to the WoW companion AWC.
There's Elsewave on the Shaman.
See all their talents, their glyphs, everything that they have.
Playing it? No. I'm just going undercover right now.
You can copy
Trying to get inside info.
But we are waiting here in the draft. Mount Draxus Coliseum. Game number 3. Echo up
The
2-0.
inside info, man.
Streamzone, what are they going to do? Do you think we see a change, or are they just going to be sticking with the same thing?
I think
Trying to find Tony right now.
Bump, but I think with the Convoke thing and the Ray of Frost thing, I think it's like
I can't find
you
him.
Pull it out. You try to surprise your opponent with one time. If it doesn't work, just leave it. I think I would like to see just more consistent.
Undercover, you know, I'm stealthing up,
because
sneaking around.
That game was really close, even on mana. And I think in terms of gameplay, I mean, they're playing it out very well.
Guys, same matchup again. I guess they've like been wargaming and they just know that the jungle's not the move here.
Chasing down Chan every time they land a CC. And that, I feel like Chan is very comfortable in that position. I think that when you have Waz with no trinket, because they just did a one swap at the end, right? When Waz was overextended, they got his trinket immediately from that swap. And Waz is overextended a lot of times during the game. So if you can get his trinket earlier, he's going to be forced to play.
The thing is, like, if you go 1 minute Convoke, you can play Badge as well. And then, like, every 1 minute, you have Badge Convoke.
Swap up for more consistent talents and go after Waz a little bit more in the match.
I almost think, like, if he wants to Convoke, he has to stick with that.
Not a target.
But maybe not. We'll see here.
Go after Waz. Let him cast his haunt. Let him do his damage. Let Relza deal with that.
Yeah, because, like, that's the synergy right there. Because every minute, just like clockwork, you know, Convoke, Badge, or Badge, Convoke, rather.
My healers hate me.
So you can cancel your Convoke.
But yeah, because
it's a nice Mog, man. It's a classic.
Relza, sure, you're gonna have to deal with Chan free casting for a period of time there, but you're not gonna have to deal with Waz kidney shotting you and sending a full swap on you like we saw.
Here's Coffee, man. He's on the Iltu.
Because if he doesn't have a trinket there,
Team Iltu gamer.
It also just felt like the pressure was highest when they were going after Waz. So, you know, regardless of what's happening to you offensively, like, it feels like they need to try to get the win. And I think going after the rogue.
Honestly, I'd only ever Convoke if it was 2-2, and it was the last game. It was Curveball.
If you're forcing, you know, Cloak of Shadows and defensively, it kind of hurts their offense too. So
it's a tricky one.
Kind of
like, it can work.
You know, use a lot of
like with the surprise element and
defensively. So we'll see what they decide to do. But
losing Incarn is pretty big. Like, Incarn lasts for 5 more seconds than Cirque. You also get that stealth. You get that energy reduction.
This is not over yet.
Pretty big. Good guys. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm about to expose myself.
I think a lot of these rogues that I've been seeing are also opting for the double feint talent now over the cheat def. So if you can catch Waz at some point when he's not ready, you can catch him out of a cyclone, you can catch him out of a fear. When he doesn't have that pre-feint popped, you can just one-shot him if he doesn't have a trinket. Also, just a great target for the walls.
Here we go.
He's not going to be able to just port away. So we'll see what they decide to do here on the side of Streamzone. It is do or die. They've had a decent season here, but they definitely want to grab at least a couple of wins here in this.
Fairlands, Relza and Sap.
Immediately getting a lot of pressure onto Tessia. And Tony's
Snowdrift here against Mech could be stunned. Stun lines.
Tessia pushing in, looking for the Snowdrift.
Guys, Tony is no longer playing Convoke.
His Ring of Frost and his Mass Polymorph. And now Tessia, as a result,
the Convoke dream is over, guys. For now.
Here, so a pretty terrible opener for Streamzone. Killing spree coming out onto Tessia as well. But Relza,
dude, this pressure from Was, look at this.
Tessia manages to stay in it for just
look at Was outlet rogue pressure. Desha so low, cold snap, ice block, cold snap, MD'd instantly.
45 seconds.
Oh, Tessia going for a polymorph, but he gets kicked. Beautiful defense and offense here by Echo. They are absolutely owning Streamzone here. Tessia is on the run. He's gotten basically nothing done.
Echo on a roll right now.
Pain suppression trades. Tony's just dead. This is insane.
This could be like last time Echo lost. The one time they lost this season.
Going to come back in this game number 3. This is an elimination game. They can't win this. They are out of the tournament.
I mean, like, sometimes you gotta try things, right?
Keeping it going, trying to get that offensive damage going. But I mean, Echo is just in such a good position here, Zico.
Yeah, absolutely. Might actually, no, they're going to stop the re-stealth there out of that fear. Ultimate Penitence coming out there from
I mean,
Relza,
one thing that's good for Streamzone mana right now is looking pretty good, but that's the only thing really.
Disastrous opener, Streamzone
There's a skin from Tony.
Looking for the polymorph. Meh, using his Ultimate Penitence
Ulti P from Meh. Full kick Relsa here. Kick on Tesh as well. All kicks are landing. Ring of Frost.
Unfortunately, not going to be able to get too much work done with that. He's looking for the polymorph. Meh. He's trying to avoid it. Will he def the polymorph? He fades the polymorph. Then he runs into the
nice done by Tony here.
Ring of Frost to put himself on the
Cat. Sleep well. Take care.
Meh. Tony now at the pillar, looking to launch the next attack. Meh also fake.
Double stun here, guys. Was setting up. Gouge into a fair. Double fair. Tony in trouble. He has pre-wall off. No pre-bear though.
Blind out onto Relza. Do they have any more crowd control? It looks like Tony will be able to survive.
Nice pre-wall. Should be fine.
Holding on. Relza does connect.
Still in trouble though.
Pain suppression might need to make the trade.
Mash sheep on both.
Polymorph on Mad. They're trying to get a setup here on
Death
the
now.
They are getting some damage rolling. They shred through the Dark Pact, but big shields coming in here from Mad. I think Echo's going to be able to hold
cheap
on.
shot.
They're just playing on a different level today. Cheap shot on Relza. Cheap shot on Tony.
Snowdrift, double stun.
Win. Interrupt on Tessia. Was making a montage here at this point of the game, but at the same time, Chanimal is taking some pressure.
Kidney shot.
Forced to make some trades. Pain suppression and Rapture will keep him alive, but Streamzone.
I mean, actually, so far, it's not looking too bad for Streamzone in this game.
Set up onto Waz potentially, but no, they don't have the stun lock anymore. Relza
Maybe.
is going to try
I said, wait, did I say that too fast? Blind air trinket used.
Relza trying to dispel some of those dots, and he's forced to trinket out of the blind once again on the side of Relza. Now,
Was, all the cheaps there. Triple cheap shot coming through. Hitting Relza a bit here now.
Might even be swapping to Relza here. It looks like no, Waz just going to annoy him with a cheap shot into a guy.
Last PS use now from Relza, guys.
Unfortunately for them,
the final PS. Was in the clone.
By Tony, slowing down the damage for a little bit. Tessia looking for the mass polymorph blink play here, but Matt is positioning around the pillar, trying to avoid it. He's seen it happen many times.
Plans.
And now Tessia actually looking
Mash sheep, blink, mash sheep, guys, huge. It breaks though. Did he def the mash sheep? Damn.
So Tessia sheeps Was to bait Matt into his line of sight so he can go for that play, but Matt just reads it and gets the dispel.
That's huge.
Gets the def, but here comes the ice wall.
Man, never plays with mana unless he actually thinks the matchup comes down to it. Yes, true. I mean, like this game, it's very unlikely to come down to mana, yeah. But saying that, his mana's looking pretty good.
Matt is having an absolute
right now.
Field day in this game. He's making it so difficult for Tony and Tessia to get anything going. His positioning, the way he's deathing.
Guys, I think Echo might just like
Tony now rotting down low, but Chanimal's getting
be on a villain arc today, man. And just taking out everyone.
Gets interrupted. Disaster here for Echo.
I really want to see Iltu v Echo again, because like after losing 3-0,
enough to keep Chanimal alive at the same time.
That rematch could be really good.
Relza goes for the UA to
especially if Echo have like really thought about that matchup that they lost, and like maybe made a new comp for it or something.
But Relza is falling further and further behind Streamzone. They need to try to find some offense. Relza trinkets out of the full blind, but his team is just getting completely
Dash in trouble. Ice block. Coil on Tony.
They might make a swap. Gouge now onto Relza. This is looking so good for Echo to close it out.
Kidney shot Relza.
Keep it going. Kidney shot here on
oh no, guys.
Tony's just rotting down lower and lower.
There's a rake stun.
So much work cut out for him here if he wants to stay alive.
Tony's so much trouble. Skin is back now. Skin's instantly off CD.
They have one hit wonder, maybe with an ice wall onto Waz, but that is pretty much the only way I can see streamers.
Yeah, like an ice wall right now could be it. Is the only way. Nice clone. Half maim. Ice wall. Matt trinket gripping before the ice wall lands. Any non-disc healers? Yeah. Conketo is playing Press Evoker. And Drive Overload. I think they played Priest yesterday, yeah. Or did they? I think they did. Coil. But yeah, Iltu are playing Press Evoker for the most part. The cheap shots. Hardwell is back up though. PS on Wax. Beautiful corner from Tony. Swapping it on the Chanimal.
Putting pressure out on the Chanimal. Streamzone is not giving up.
Yeah, and they still playing H-Bala, yeah, that's true. In EU, like, no one plays anymore.
He's got no mana. There is nothing left here for the side of Streamzone, and Echo realizes it. They are still going for it.
Guys, cheap shot. Tony's low. He's wall. Skin.
That it might cost them the game. and he will trade.
The thing is, Mess will swap.
They're making a swap here onto Waz. Matt also
does not.
Any cooldowns left, but he does have the void shift, so might have to preemptively trade that out. Goes for a big penance.
Rels is completely now. Both are actually completely pretty much.
Streamer zone, running and hiding. Big
Matt has the ulti-P. Chanimal low swap. Not a swap. Hellstone, I mean. Ulti-P.
Ultimate penitence here from Matt.
Yo, Squilly, thank you so much, man, for the 42 months. Thank you, dude. The red one, yeah. That was nice. Thank you, man.
Has his trinket. He has his Coco Shadows back in about 5 seconds. This is coming down to the wire. Streamers
guys,
somehow, some way have bought enough
Chan can die here.
Bring themselves back into the game a little bit here.
Watch the cloak.
Tessia's pushing for the last time here with the snow drift. He gets
that shot in so much trouble. Will he die? There's no way, right? Shields. Damn. Guys, 3-0 for Echo. This means Streamer Zone go fourth. Fourth in this season of the AWC.
Almost bringing it back. Played a phenomenal game of defense, and man, he was the MVP.
Guys, this means now that we get Echo versus
just forever.
Drive Overload in the lower finals.
That was an incredible series between the two teams. I mean,
I do wonder how Jungle would have been into this, but I mean, they probably know. Like I'm sure they war game and stuff.
Not what we saw yesterday. I mean,
no, it's not cross region. No,
it's not. You know, players basically playing at 11 out of 10.
To be honest, like cross region, it's not that fun unless they are on LAN. Because like if it's just big ping difference, then last season, yeah. They had the mid-season clash, right?
To potentially land crowd control,
or they had the
not a lot of
NAVE. I think it was a mid-season clash.
They weren't really able to capitalize, unfortunately, but really well fought here by Streamer Zone.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the Incarnate worked out a little bit better.
Scary. They still managed to find that offense, keep it close.
Still tough though.
Scare Echo in those final moments, but Echo is looking like an absolute beast here today. This is not the same team we saw.
Guys, Drive Overload v Echo.
Absolutely not.
So Drive Overload had played some FMP. They also have the Ellie Farrell. I wonder what they want to play into Echo now.
Some healers, they would opt to go for like a drink, but not Matt. He just stays with his team.
Guys, what comp does Drive play into Echo in the blind pick?
He needs to keep his team offensive so they can actually close out the match, and they're able to.
Dude, Snack, I mean, Alor can pump. To be honest, like, yeah.
You know, if they were able to,
it's a no surprise, to be honest.
Maybe they could have just won it on overall damage, but well thought out series. I think that the Echo that we saw today is looking like the normal Echo that we expect to see, and if I'm
Drive
Overload, I am very afraid right now to go up against these guys.
Yeah, I'm sure they were watching that series.
Jungle maybe them play, maybe.
Recover from yesterday's games. Oh, yep.
But it's where like I feel like if they thought it was even good at all, they would have tried it one game at least. Since they didn't even try it one game, I think they probably war gamed already and like found out like it was not the move.
Faced each other in the finals before, but this time it was Streamer Zone that did fall, and pretty quickly as well with a quick 3-0. So Echo moving on.
I mean, like the way Echo plays well just like shuts down teams, man. Like they can shut you down big time. Where you just can't really have the uptime you want to have.
Be it in the arena or just like mentally with the team.
Yeah, it could have been just like an off day for them yesterday.
Prediction ends